consent. That is the one moral rule that we have that we have maintained when it comes to sex. Consent is the only moral rule that we still observe with sex. And so when an immoral sexual encounter occurs, even if it wasn't rape or assault, we have no language with which to describe it. I think there are many cases where where there's some sort of sexual encounter, and we all instinctively recognize that it was immoral, that there's something wrong with it. But because we've gotten rid of the whole idea of sexual morality, we just have no way to describe it. We don't know what to do with it. And so we take the one sexual moral rule that we still have and we apply it to that situation because it's all we've got. Even if it's not appropriate in that case. Because we have no basis for condemning any sexual encounter unless the sexual encounter was non-consensual. So we end up just calling all of these things non-consensual, even if it was consensual, even if both people involved chose to do this thing. In our minds, we have really two categories. There are non-consensual sex, which is bad, and then we have consensual sex, which we think is always good. That's what the culture says. That's what a lot of us have, most of us, it seems like that's the idea that we have. It's like, as long as they're consenting adults who choose to do this thing, then it must be okay. But the reality is that there's a lot of bad sex. There's a lot of immoral sex. There's a lot of disordered, gross, harmful sex that is nonetheless consensual. All of the cases that I mentioned, they're all immoral, bad, gross, harmful. But they're not all rape. Some of them were, not all of them.